Oh my gosh, are there so many updates to mirroring fabric that like you're gonna miss them all if you don't tune in, watch this video, read the blog. Like there's a whole bunch out there. I'm gonna try to cover it all in this video so you could just get the skinny on this. But stay tuned, let's get into it. All right, do the YouTube thing, like, subscribe, leave a comment, share with your friends and family, all that stuff. Early access to members, you can see this stuff before everyone else. There's no real paywall, so but for $5 you can get early access. All right, so here is the blog that just got published by Wilson Lee. I don't know if you're familiar with Wilson, if you guys have seen him before. Sharp, smart guy. He owns all the mirroring inside of Microsoft Fabric. So if you're at FabCon, he spoke there. But this update just came out. Oh my gosh, it's a week old. So, there have been a billion things that have come out since then. So if you haven't read this article yet, like I'm going to get you up to speed. Okay. This is the big one here. Now we support, or database mirroring now supports data sources that are behind a firewall, i.e., if you need an on-prem gateway or virtual gateway available in order to connect to something because you've got IP routing and tracking in place, or let's say you have Snowflake where you can only have defined IPs that access it. So you stand up a gateway to connect to Snowflake. Well, mirroring used to not be able to work there. Now you can use this gateway and do mirroring across it. Okay, so this is a big freaking deal. All you do is basically define your connection through the gateway, set up your connection there, and then when you set up your mirror, it's just going to naturally flow through that path. So that's when it comes to cloud security and it comes to managing your data. This is the creme de la creme when it comes to that security. So, like, this is a big deal if you're like a bank or a healthcare organization. This was just a real challenge up until now. Now they can use this like right off the gate. So, big deal right there. Okay. Um, Now they just rolled out mirroring for PostgreSQL flexible server, so that's a real powerful thing as well. I honestly I don't use a lot of Postgres, but I know a lot of you guys do, and if you can mirror that across, hey, all the better, right? Um, this is a big one for my pro devs out there. Now the mirroring is also it's inside of CI/CD. This is now generally available. So if you were not able to run or use mirroring because you need the CI/CD, because you need the gateway, you now like Katie bar the door, all the blocks are out of the way. You can go ahead and you can start using mirroring and check this out. So do make sure you go in and check out how this is going to work. But honestly, this is wonderful. This is another thing. I guess well, I'm not going to name the person who's very interested in this, but this is a big one. Now being able to actually like track at a low grain, like what's going on inside the operational logs within a workspace, so you can monitor what's going on with the mirroring, so you can actually see what's happening, see the errors, see all the stuff that's going on behind the scenes. This is a real big one when it comes to like troubleshooting issues, and I'm gonna let you know the mirroring is pretty slick. Everything works fine. Like everything until it doesn't. And then when it doesn't, you gotta go to the logs. And now that the logs are there, you've just got you've got something at your disposal that you can get up and running. You can even like you could set up alerting so that you can know when things are occurring or not, right? So this is fantastic. It really has three big uses: insights on demand, customized monitoring, dashboards, and setting up alerting. So you can actually monitor this stuff. Okay. Um, Mirroring now supports schema-based replication. So if you're going to be replicating a whole bunch of tables over, instead of defining each individual table that's in a schema, you can choose the schema. What that does do, and we go over to here for the documentation on this means we should be able to, if a new table gets identified in the schema, it should come over, right? I have not tested that one out yet, but that's how that is intended to work from my understanding. So that's awesome, right? Because then you can make sure that even as new objects come in, you get that together, right? We've got delta column mapping support. I can't speak to that one off the top of my head on what that means, but I'm sure I'm sure Mim and 4 other people are super excited about this one, right? And then here is a big one here. Be able to like actually go in. So the open mirroring. So this is if you're defining your own mirroring, right? Oopsies. I wanted to do this. If you're going to be defining your own mirroring, because this is something that's possible, right? So like, regardless of like Microsoft, let me start again. So Microsoft has some defined sources that you can mirror out there, right? But you have access to and can set up and define like literally any mirror you want to any data source that's out there. You could go in and you can build that out yourself. As part of that, there's a UI kit to help with some of that stuff. Now inside there, you can actually see the CSVs that are coming across and inside the storage. So it's just something that makes it much easier for you to actually define and work with this, right? Oh, look at that. And so a number of people had issues with this. Boy, I'm getting them mixed up. Mirroring didn't work without primary keys and reduced SQL roles. So it's nice to see that this is all taken care of. That's in place. That's done. New regions. Oh, that's interesting. Hey guys, this is something I didn't know or recognize. Free mirroring compute and storage for replicas in one, like, oh, that's fantastic. Mirroring compute in Fabric is free and does not consume capacity. It's used to replicate your data to Fabric One Lake requests. Well, this is flipping amazing. That means, the only cost is on that source system feeding that stuff out there. I guess I did not realize that mirroring compute is free. Holy crap, mirror your I almost swore. Mirror that stuff. Like that is, what are you waiting for, right? Okay, and here's the mirroring roadmap map of what they've got coming soon for SQL Server, SQL Server 2025, Oracle, and Dataverse. Now there's more links and stuff like that, but wow, that's a lot. I mean, lots of updates in mirroring. The reason I get so excited about this is I just love that you can, with Fabric, you can just have your data from all sorts of different sources available in Fabric with just like a configuration. You configure the mirror and you've got the data. Like there's no ETL, there's nothing else that you need to do. It's just there. Sure, every once in a while the mirror breaks or you got to deal with the mirror issue but that's literally all technology. So like stop anyone who has complaints about that stuff. But all you do is configure it and you have it. That's awesome. All right. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Really appreciate that. You guys have the best day ever. Peace. I get it. This can be really complex how you work with it. Don't worry, I can help you. Head over to bakertilly.com/digital, click on I need help, and make sure you say like, hey, Chris Wagner, I need help from Chris Wagner. One of my team members will reach out to you. We'll make sure you get your help. But if you think you can handle this, I got faith that you can. And I'm talking to you, Cheryl and Ben and Susie and Tom, and I'm talking to you, whoever out there. You can do this. And if you want help, check out these 2 videos.